Good evening, guys. Sorry, we are late. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. The team is here. Yes, we are late. A lot is going on. Guys. I was just watching EFF President Kasonde Mwenda talk about the Ndola Lusaka dual carriageway, but we are here. We are joined with our son, Ellington, after a long time. Mama, you can greet the guests, and the Ellington, you can follow. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching.
Good evening, followers and fellow listeners, because we also listen to you. We are happy to have you on this program as usual, as we deliberate issues affecting the nations. And so in the usual manner of Mama Pumzi, Mutozichwani, Mulibwanji, Mwalibi Yabuti, Mudingai, Mulitiani, well, that's as far as I can go. So welcome to this program. Sorry we are late, as Mama Pumzi has apologized for us coming late, but all the same, we are here with you, and we appreciate your participation in as far as following our deliberations is concerned. So once again, welcome. Thank you.
Wellington, the floor is yours. Welcome. Yes, special welcome.
Wow, I'm humbled. I'm very delighted. Obviously, the other phone is battery low, but I want to encourage each of us here to share. I have a lot of warm greetings for everyone. I have a lot of educational knowledge for all of us. Thank you so much, Mam Pumi and Mam Anik. You people, you are really amazing. You've been there through the toughest. And all of you people that have been, checking up on me, I have a lot for you, all of you. Please share. I'll just give you 30 seconds, share this video, because we're discussing one important very topic, and also among other topics. So this one, we wanted to get direct into the ears of every listener. Not secondary information at all, but pokabala ndile fete niwe natali live kuna ba mami bali live na ba mami na ba bali live, so that they get it from themselves. Bete ni bonse ba opi bete ni besapa bashani babikeni pobera be patawe ala ndila chan. Let them listen. Balete, I want them to come, so that whatever we say, we can put on record to say, Landira, we're not here to insult, we're not here to disrespect. We are here to challenge very serious issues and very serious matters. So, Mampumi, you can proceed, and then we'll get to interact. But please share to as many as possible.
Yes, thank you, guys. Thank you. We've been on live. At least they say at least give 10 minutes for people to come, get your coffee, get your water. We are here. We are human rights advocates. And I want to share, you noticed a few things on my page. We have changed the page name from Queen Pumi Show. When I started this show, I was by myself. Now it's not about me anymore. It's about all of us, Ubuntu. It's a people's page. It's a people's forum. It is our kitchen. It is our canteen where we are here to talk about human rights advocacy and good governance. So the name has changed to Ubuntu Forum, Ubuntu Chat Cafe. You can translate that in your language. I guess all Zambians, Ubuntu is a common word, like Bantu word is understood across different languages. So that's why we settled after consultation for the name to call this page Ubuntu, because we care about human rights of people around the world, but specifically in Zambia, because this is our land. This is our birthright. We are originally from there. It's the land which our ancestors left to us, and a land which has had so many troubles. Zambian land has lived through so many troubles of colonialism to independence, to one-party state, to multi-party state. And then after multi-party state came privatization. After privatization, we are living in this modern day so-called democracy, multi-party, and we are here because we are exercising our freedoms of speech. We are here because we are living in a modern global technology, which allows us the great privilege to communicate in real time about matters which affect our country. So we are a blessed generation. Myself, I always thank God, and I thank God to have preserved my life to be part of this generation in Zambia, where despite our physical locations, we can all connect and work, speak, fight for a better Zambia. Now, coming to the topic today, we had lined up a topic about the Anti-Corruption Commission, but we have put that to tomorrow or the next day because important matters have come up. Now, the important matters which have come up, there are two. The first important matter is about the Ndola, the deal, the contract to build the Ndola Lusaka Freeway. That has been tackled with our comrade Kasonde Mwenda, but we are going to tackle it here on this page as well, but not today. Today, we are tackling the breaking news, the breaking story of 22 Afghans have been admitted to Zambia. They have been given visas. We don't know what kind of visas. They have been given visas to enter Zambia. This news is circulating on the internet. We don't manufacture anything. Actually, we got to know about this news through an honorable member of parliament who raised a motion to question about it. It is on my page. You can find, I think it's Honorable Kampiongo, who raised a motion to explain how these 22 Afghans entered Zambia. So I have the following questions for the Zambian government. Now, yesterday we had a topic, me and Mama Matipa, where we have some current government officials are there talking to the public in churches or in whatever, any opportunity the current government has, they are there to paint social media as spreading lies and manipulating information. We were there yesterday, we talked about it. We are not here to manipulate any information. We are just here to hold credible checks and balances. Zambia is a democracy, and we believe that if we are to, actually this democracy is going to manifest in Zambia, these politicians must practice what they preach. Our president came on the throne on a promise of accountability and democracy and transparency, and he had a 10-point list. And out of the 10-point list, how many has he even, how many of those points has he even implemented? And we are here to hold his feet to the fire, to say you shall deliver your promises. Otherwise, we shall talk about it. We are not going to be silent. Zambia is in these problems because we have been silent. Once we elect a government in place, we elect them and then we meet them at the ballot. Meanwhile, they do so much damage. It has been damaged for the last 30 years because Zambian, we have this attitude of say, we shall vote them out. No, now it's not we shall vote them out. We shall hold them accountable and they must deliver their promises. Because 5 years from now, how many people are going to die? How many, we have no medicines in hospitals, the deals, like if the country is like in a big mess. So now we come to the issue of today to get back on track. The issue of today is these 22 Afghans, they came from Zimbabwe. The story is there. Look for it on news sites, on the global news sites. Somehow they came from all the way from the Middle East. They ended up in Zimbabwe. From Zimbabwe, they tried to cross to Beit Bridge to South Africa. They were denied entry into South Africa by the Home Affairs Minister in South Africa. They were denied entry. And then we hear they actually came in Zambia a week ago. We only heard about it today. So my question for me is, I have a few questions for the current government. Let me just read the questions and then I'll hand it over to Ellington or Mama to take it over. Just hold on. Let me pull up the questions, guys. So the question is that who are Afghanis? Who are Afghanis? Why were they refused entry in South Africa? And why did the Zambian government give them entry? And what kind of visas did they give them? And do they pose any risk to Zambia? And how long they are staying to Zambia? So these are the questions that I have. Thank you. Mama Tipa or Ellington, I don't know who can take it up.
I think Ellington is very much ready to take up this discussion.
Okay.
Ellington.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me in the next 5 minutes just to say a few words of thanks, like I had said at first. As we all are aware, it's out in the public domain. You know, some purported UPND cadres did attack me. 2 weeks back. My vehicle was damaged in the process. I was injured. Why I've said purported is because in these 2 weeks that I've stayed in my healing process, I've learned that my UPND card then purported. This I want to put on record. Why I'm saying this and the distinctiveness is that my UPND card abanjishwa kuno wino nga chipoka abanjibatinga brother wabo nga sister wabo. I want to thank you. A lot of them, I know you are watching, wherever you might be watching, but nama streams. They are not violent. And these are some of them who have even come to even visit me at my home to make sure that really I'm not in danger with a whole heart. It's not one person or two, it's a group of people. I want to appreciate those people because I know them as true cadres. But I start attacking. We have to understand that frustration economy, so let's not put our frustrations on innocent Zambians. So the true genuine cadres of the UPND, I want to appreciate those that came and those that called me to ensure that they're really trying to check up. They appreciate actually when we give these checks and balances. They appreciate when we challenge. Because to be honest with you, I'm purported cadres. Most of them, but privileges. So they don't even understand what it means when you're speaking something that is benefiting them. So I want to appreciate even to the churches. The churches, I must say, they prayed for me and even some came to see me. I want to really thank you. And coming to the police, I think going forward, the police got to akwatako abali soba. Kwata mbweneko pali nonshita. I can assure you we can have a very good country. The way that they have handled this issue, yes, they are working under very difficult conditions and some instructions from somewhere, but I want to commend them because they've been strong. I feel for them and I tell myself, my God, please protect this officer or that officer or for what they're doing for people that are standing for the justice of this country. I want to put this out to the public, especially the UPND. By UPND, kumanama members, ala tebonse abatupata, ngaine, for example, chipoka. And tebonse, including in your own grouping, UPND, tebonse abashta disagree in effort to land. There are people that genuinely feel what we say and genuinely support. So mwira munangana mkulungana group no, there are people in their hearts who really appreciate what we do, and there are people who look out for us because I don't want to go into but that's what I wanted to say. So coming down to the topic of today, You know, when I watched Parliament, when these proceedings were ongoing, I was frankly shocked. Personally, Parliament. And me, I don't just comment, oh, Chavanif, no. I do a research, I get in touch with my contacts, and I try to authenticate whatever is going on. What was happening in that house, Honorable Kampiongo was on point. Way too much on point with his challenge against Honorable Mwimbu. And I must also say, frankly speaking, from the response, I'm disappointed with the response from our Home Affairs Minister. I love Honorable Mwimbu and I respect him. Just a few weeks ago, I was appreciating his moves where strengthening of the police and establishment is concerned. He was doing a good job, but today I'm frankly not very happy. And even when I heard that, because his response is not satisfactory to anyone, not only to me, not only to Mr. Kampiongo, not only to Kangombe. No, it's not satisfactory to the entire nation. The matter that was raised in that house is a very important matter. It borders on the security of our country. Yes, there can be politics here and there, but kwali bafimwe fintu efuta tufuye twainisha mwa politics. Mwe bantu bakwalesa shuwa ndefu anjipusheni. Shuwa tuchule kono obunga, tuchule kona malaiti, ne misebo, tuchule kona safety yesu. I think now this has gone beyond. Yes, there is room to which we can breathe when the government is doing certain things. We can say, oh, okay, tualambali mbarasta just not to security. And I repeat, not to security. But should a person feel under threat in their own country, that is not good. Now, when Honorable Kampiongo was talking about these people, he clearly mentioned, and this was backed up by our sources, he clearly mentioned to say, Abama Afghanistan by 22. Mwimbu, because Honorable Mwimbu, by the way, in that house, he really protected these people. We understand he has a job to play. He has a role to play in his job. He's a minister of Home Affairs. We understand that and we respect that. But the way he was defending these people so passionately, I was very shocked. Let me tell you something. I'll give you a history of why people run away from countries, and in this particular instance, why such people, the possibilities of why they can seek asylum. Look at where Afghanistan is. Do you know who knows where Afghanistan is? Ask yourself this question. There are other countries that are very nearer than Zambia. One. Number two, in Afghanistan, there was recently a war. Okay? Or we'll call it a conflict, so they like to call it. The US armies and whatever personnel security, they were there, and Afghanis were there. When the US pulled out, I want you to understand very well, and this I don't talk from without. When the US pulled out from Afghanistan, they promised to take care of their informers, their allies, the people that worked with them, the people that helped their operation in Afghanistan. When a foreign country comes into your country, into your homeland, they are going to find people they can work with. That is how it is around the world. They are going to find whom can give them information to what, access to what. So when the US went into Afghanistan, they had those people, the people that they joined together, convincingly or unconvincingly, trying to fight for one cause, but they had those people. And so when they pulled out, they told those people, to say, we are going to give you asylum. We are going to get you out of this country. Now, if you look at, I'll backtrack to, internet, you look at how the US pulled out from Afghanistan. It was in a snap. They never collected a lot of people that helped them. A lot of people, those people that were helping them, the footages are there. The footages are there. Those people that were helping the US in whatever it was doing. Now, when the Taliban came in and took charge, just like any normal human being can do, I'm not justifying their killings, but just like any human being can do, who, when they come in charge, they wouldn't want to work with the enemy. But with our friends, it's different. If not whatever PND, PF, what are they doing? They're firing them, they're transferring them, they're doing a lot of things, which we understand they're trying to make themselves comfortable. This is in the same situation with the Taliban. The Taliban, they want to make themselves very comfortable without having Umutole Karipati who is giving information to who is what. So they started fishing out those people. By the way, now they are a strong force. They have their own sources. They know which people were helping the US in their operation. Whatever they will do with them, of course, it's not up to you and me. They have got their own ways of dealing with them. We know that some of them are killed, some of them are tortured. That's their own way. We can't interfere. Now, what is happening to those people that know Nombati Yapena? Because now they remained in Afghanistan because they were left out. Yapena, what do? This is where now it comes back to the issue that was raised in Parliament. It comes back to the journey. I've got a lot of questions for Honorable Mwimbu. I've got a lot of questions for all those parliamentarians that were quiet and some of those that were even trying to argue with Honorable Kampyongo. Politics aside, these people, the 22, they cannot move all the way from Afghanistan, want to find themselves in South Africa or Zambia for no reason. Yes, they can feel, asylum or forever. You need to have grounds. Why you are applying for asylum, it's got a process. You need to be, checked, security, you need to be cleared, in short, for you to even be a refugee in your country. So what is happening is those people, from what we have on record, is that they entered Zimbabwe as tourists, number one. They can be people having gone for a favor, believer, not people like Mr. Chpo. Those people, they entered as tourists into Zimbabwe. First of all, if now you're calling them asylum seekers, in the first place, they lied. It should give you a question mark. What an asylum seeker, a refugee will come to say, and reasons are these. If I come to you using another reason, which later I change, it should make you ask my character. It should make you question my character. So those people who went into Zimbabwe as tourists, they never went into Zimbabwe as asylum seekers. They entered as tourists. Today you call them asylum seekers. Ask yourself that question. Number two, the tourists, whatever venture in Zimbabwe finished, they wanted to enter into South Africa. What reasons did they have? Why did they want to cross into South Africa? The Taliban is more like just a government. Now, I will tell you, they will put in finances to search for me. That is one thing you should know. When they just want me. So from our observation, if those people are running away from their country, besides the reason they're saying, we're under threat, we're under what? For me, they're running here in the Pakati, Zimbabwe, trying South Africa, now Zambia. They are not running just to seek refuge. They are running away from something big. Now, I'm talking to you as a security conscious person. When the three movements, Mufialo, within a short time, I know ni refuge there for Afi. I'm a refugee there for Bendefi. Have you never in Zimbabwe? Ngabalefa who am a refugee. I'm a refugee. But look at the movement. These are me, according to my analysis, these people are being pursued and they are being looked for. Reasons we don't know, but they are being looked for. Now, when they wanted to enter South Africa, they are the security personnel because Badibako 10 times ahead of us in terms of conscience. Limo, I'll have to mention this. Limo, Nama leaders able to be up as a head of security Mchalo. Not to disrespect Mr. Mwimbu, but I'm pleased appealing even to Mr. Akainde. In future, if I talk Zambia helps you to become another president in future, please make sure that you appoint a person with a security background. It is important. Mr. Mwimbu has never done any course of security in his whole entire life. I don't know. But he's a minister, first of all, who is taking everything political. In such areas, on such stories, on such matters, we advise people like the minister. He's got at his disposal the IG, he's got at his disposal the immigration chief, He's got people that he can just put together on such matters before he can actually even go into parliament and try to defend things that are visibly seen. We're not saying they never applied. Asylum application is done within 7 days when a person enters into the country. That is another topic. We're coming to that. So he should have put the IG, he should have put the immigration chief, he should have done all these things because he does not have the basic requirements to ascertain a security threat. That's why I don't blame him when he's refusing to say we don't have a threat. He's refusing ignorantly. He can't connect the puzzles. He can't connect that those people can be a threat, not that themselves will start injuring people. No. There are other people that might be looking for those people, if they're any. So that is a threat that Honorable Kampiongo was referring to. We're not saying Mwaingisha Masilokira, or Wakesa Tuipa Muno, or Wakatubumuna. No. Harboring someone that is required, that is needed too much, non kondo ya bukira. No lubula bukira po. Kutameba na musunga abantu botufwai. Banshmwasunga. You can have, our friends, they don't believe in all these MOUs, Sadik what. For them, they want what they want. When they tell you, Muntu, can you hand him over Kurifu? They want it. And let me tell you something. Zambia is still a developing country in terms of protection, security-wise. It's a developing country. Afghanistan is too developed because it has faced major wars. It has faced a war with the biggest country or biggest nation in the world. So when it wants to source someone and use techniques, Alam Zambia, we're not saying we should not protect people. We can, but it should not be at the expense of innocent people like us. If those people are needed or are wanted at any cost, they will be found and they will be known at Zambia. Now, imagine hypothetically, if really they are needed, we don't know. We can only assume what can happen. It would cause confusion amongst our people because those people will stop at nothing to get them. So those are the things when we're talking about, running ministries such as Home Affairs, you need the knowledge. If you don't have it yourself, call people that do. You've got the security chiefs. The Inspector General, Mr. Kajoba, is a seasoned officer. He's been in the service. He knows how to authenticate threats, how to remove what. And I'm very positive, what the Honorable Minister was saying in Parliament, he was speaking without any conscience of how these people are connecting, okay? How they are connecting the dots. That is the threat he was talking about. They entered Zimbabwe as tourists. Now they are here in Zambia as asylum seekers. Doesn't that ring a bell? Farmer. Inanga never farmer kuno Zambia. Na ku America ngana isamfuna sapunda tinebo farmer. I will not come and claim to be an engineer. No. So when those people say we're asylum seekers in Zambia, they should have declared that they're asylum seekers in Zimbabwe. Those are questions you should ask yourself before we argue. Let's ask ourselves, in South Africa, what was the motive of going into South Africa? And why have they been denied? South Africa and Zambia, these are collaborating partners. Has the minister questioned the minister from South Africa to say, this minister was on TV. He was not talking to Mr. Kampiongo per phone. He was on TV. He was on South African channels. Did the minister here call the minister in South Africa to question to say, yes, please.
Yes, so my battery on my computer is running low. So if we go off air here, we might have to go directly on Facebook if it shuts down, but I'm charging it. But because of a lot of, I forgot to charge it overnight. So a lot of applications are running, so it might drain. But if we go blackout, we'll come back on the phone. But I just want to read something on the news, on the internet. In South Africa, they are saying judgment has been reserved in the case pertaining of 22 Afghan nationals who were allowed entry into South Africa as asylum seekers. An American NGO took the Department of Home Affairs to court after the asylum seekers were refused entry on Thursday. Home Affairs Minister Aaron Mutseloidi says African nationals pose a risk to security as they are allegedly running from Taliban. So it is allegedly that these people, they are wanted. Mamona. So it's there, everything is there. So this is just to give you a pointer as you speak. You can go ahead, Ellington.
Thank you so much. Now, our questions are that the minister was very clear. He declined that he cannot publish or he cannot bring forth the names of those people, okay? He's very clear. The minister is very clear. Fine. We understand that there are laws which are protecting his actions, okay? We understand. The minister has laws in this country that can give him powers not to expose any such information, any what, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But at least in parliament, let him submit these documents. One, the document, let those 22 submit to the minister or through his office the documents that were used to enter Zimbabwe. Okay? He's not exposing where they are or whatever. Let him put on the floor of the house the document that were used to enter Zimbabwe. If maybe he's doubting what the Mr. Kampiongo was saying to say they entered as tourists, let them provide that. Number two, let him inform the nation. Where are they in the country? Are they in a refugee camp? And which refugee camp? Or are they let loose? Are they just walking free? Because they're under the protection of, the minister, for all I know. Because these are questions that you need to pose. Yes, ma'am.
So on News 24, I'm just reading, on news24.com, it says, and I quote, these 22 Afghans were in Zimbabwe for a month as tourists. They tried to enter South Africa as asylum seekers. We refused and they went to Zambia, which granted them tourist visas. So it means they are free. They were granted the tourist visas. So this is the problem. Part of the Zambian problem is the Minister of Information, Batushka Sanda. I have tagged her. Like, this is the information they are supposed to avail to the people. It's simple. We can't be hearing news to come in from outside into Zambia. Why can't we Zambians, Zambian government, Minister Home Affairs, Minister Information, why can't they tell this to people?
Yeah, so anyway, on the part of information dissemination, we know it's a total disaster. Yeah, for Minister of Information. Information if makudia, kama fenga bale salonchi chintu, kama fenga bale akuma CDF, information faithful. Such information is very relevant, and they don't have that time. Bad quarter ba minister, bakwata na ba director of Shan, director of information, kachinga ba director of information ba Shan ba tabokawana. Bena ba afianga bale akuzama to check imitinga bali ibako. That's the information. Now, this is very important information. I am a Zambian and I demand to know. Fine. Let me not speak on behalf of Zambians because, at times they might say, who has told you to speak on our behalf? I'm speaking on my own behalf. I personally, I am demanding to know what those people are doing here in Zambia. Are they asylum seekers? Are they tourists? Are they investors? What documentation do they have? Don't take security lightly. People in security, and let me put this on record. Abam security, ba police, ba ZDNS, ba army, ba Shan. Those people are trained people. Born servant by immigration. These people are by minister or these people are trained people, and they are trained in a specific field. So, to help you work, to simplify your work, I can only urge you or ask you as the minister to tell these people to help you with their professionalism. Do not jeopardize their work. Because if I'm registered, parliament, I can assure you a minister, even the security personnel are questioning. So before you can bring anxiety around, call the service chiefs. This is a national matter now. Private zimbinga mwasha grant mashani kuma office kumwe no kwini maumfwana piafuma mono mboko na fisa kubantu. We are not saying chase them away, but we are saying, can you address the nation on these people? Me, I'm concerned. Yes, other people might not be concerned because Bambi Abantu, I'll be honest with you, tabasa kamara muchimu. Whether bunga budure, benani fimbo poke, or fertilizer takuri, benani. Some people live meaninglessly, but there are those people who live with a meaning. We've got people that need security. We've got people who need to walk in the evening after 19 hours, knowing that I'm safe on my streets. Nothing will happen to me. That is your job. You are the Home Affairs Minister. You have all the rights to defend people if they have done the correct thing, but you do not have any right at all to defend people if you know they have not followed one simple step of procedure. Here you were clear. Look at how these things are backfiring on you. News 24 is saying they've been granted permission in Zambia as tourists, but you were defending them in parliament as asylum seekers. So who's telling the truth? But Minister, we ask you, these people are not mad. The news writers, these are professional bodies that get information. No, we're talking about SMBC. We're talking about Al Jazeera. We're talking about News 24. These people cover big stories. And now it brings me to this. Get this very well. It should give you an insight. I think out loud. Because when I was trained as a security personnel, I was told not to leave any stone unturned. So I don't. First of all, in Zambia, if you remember, Africa. Okay, I'll take you somewhere. We had AFRICOM issue, setting up a base, blah, blah, blah. AFRICOM is from the US, right? And now we have people from Afghanistan being harbored in Zambia or being kept or being allowed in Zambia who are raising eyebrows from Afghanistan, a country that was in conflict with the US. Are you not seeing the coincidence? Okay, fine. Is that a coincidence? For me, from my point of view, I'm seeing this to be an opportunity for the US to convince our government thoroughly to say, set us up with this so that we protect you. Like Mr. Membe was saying, they were saying we want to set up so that we can protect you. The question that was there is protect us from what? Now, me, myself, I'm beginning to see protection from where? I'm beginning to see that essence for protection. Because this country was at war with Afghanistan. Now we've got Afghanis. Do we have a single person from Russia or from Ukraine who has come to seek asylum from the time the war started? Do we? We don't have. Afghan war ended way before Russia war. Who can run faster? So those are questions you need to pose to yourself. Why now? Those 22, why now? And why Zambia specifically? I can assure you, if we don't check this, if we don't look at it properly, give it 1 year from now, you start seeing problems. Because if really those people are wanted by the Talibans, alamwema Zambians in the Mievalionsi, makamaka security, please. Baba soldier washan. We are trained, yes, but at water equipment, please. Let's not try to brag and put ourselves there. No, we can. The way he was saying, Minister, we can protect. Yes, we can, with the little that we have. We cannot want to provoke other things which are necessary. Should it cost the entire 19 million Zambian citizenry just for you to, just in the name of 22 people? If they're bringing chaos, just by the mention of the 22, original data chaos, what are they that special? But Minister, you've got 19 million lives at stake here. If anything was to happen out of this, 22, come on, man. I think the way I respect you, you're better than that. 22. And if I was the president today, I would ask you, the minister, to have them escorted back to wherever they're coming from until we ascertain really what these people want here and where they came from. Because I can swear to you, if they are really being pursued or they are needed, they'll be found. And with Taliban, if you have Boko Haram, if you have Madisha Congo, they destroy more in the pursuit of just one single person. One single person. I think in Nalanda Parish.
Mama Matipa, the floor is yours. You are on mute. You are on mute.
Thank you, Ellington, for that extensive explanation. So these people have actually gained entry into Zambia, putting the life at great risk. The war in Taliban is a ruthless war. Right? And these people are compromising societies in Zambia. You know, Zambia does not have sophisticated gadgets to detect suicide bombers. So you don't know whether these people, you know, people coming in the name of suicide bombers, they're carrying bombs. They come, they meet people on the street, they come to your home and things like that. And so we are at very, very great risk. It's a national concern. If they are in here for a few days, what is a few days? You are saying they entered Zambia as tourists. So for me, and they applied. It begs to differ. If they entered Zambia as tourists, then why did the Honorable Minister Jack Muhimbo refuse to actually tell us who these people are? If they did enter as tourists, you know, so really it is a great, great concern, you know. If you're therefore abena Zambia, why umfuira? Utunkofyo, utule chitika mu Zambia. Ubu teko twabikirepo. Abantu bareyidishanya. Ati tabaleeteka bwina. Ichalo muri ubupulumushi. Ama structures yabo na yapasamuka. Elo na abantu aba votere kuirishanya every day. So kanshi busuma nshibaleeta muno chalo. So, I just want to know if people are listening. If we are audible, are we audible?
Yes,
the viewers are listening, yeah? And so the question begs to differ. Are we safe in this country? Huh? Because now, apart from the PPE that has been signed, and now you're putting your own country at great risk, how are we? You know, wakateka ngamule umfwa. Please, we don't need this in Zambia. I don't think you know what goes on with those Talibans in Afghanistan. They have no mercy. They have no mercy whatsoever. Elo kano kachalo ka Zambia takatala chitapo experience war. We don't even have an army that can fight those people once they enter this country. Those people are so sophisticated, extremely sophisticated. Kanshi bongabayi la muno chalo. Yomkwai. I'm lost for words to say what will happen to us, the Zambians. So fimo ifintu ngatulechita kutala to aikala kupanshi to ambo kutontonkanyati. Kanshi, am I going to put the entire 20+ million at risk because of a selfishness of one person? 22 people. What is the population of Zambia? More than 23 million. Is that what we want to put the Zambians through? I don't think it's right. Icona, we don't need this, please. So we are appealing to the Zambian government to rescind this decision that they have made. They need to rescind this decision they have made of harboring fugitives, because these are fugitives who have come to seek asylum in Zambia, and they are saying they are en route to where they were promised. If they are en route to where they were promised, why didn't they just go straight from there? America is capable of collecting people right in their country. They can do that. They are a force to reckon with. Why put small countries like Zambia at risk? Zambia has never fought any war since independence. It has never fought any war, you know. And so what is going on is really, really pathetic. This is not what the Zambian people voted for. I think we can do better than that. Honorable Jack Mwimbo, we urge you, we are appealing to you to rescind this decision. Because we do not want the innocent Zambians to perish because of careless decisions that you have made. And I agree with what Ellington said. When you are put in a certain position, it is paramount that you have some sort of knowledge of some of these ministries that you are placed in. Am I audible enough? Am I audible? I'm asking because I'm wondering, am I alone on this panel? So if you can just type in if you can hear me. I think my friends have fallen off because of battery issues. No. So really, it is totally unacceptable. Unacceptable. I think Ellington has addressed this issue broadly enough, and we hope that the powers that be will be listening to what is going on, and they will definitely do something for, if they love the people of Zambia, seriously. Kanshi Mwewe na Zambia, I equally would like to address the issue of Honorable Harry Kalaba. As you all know that Honorable Harry Kalaba's properties were put under restriction by the Anti-Corruption Corporation. I find this very, very difficult to understand because Honorable Kalaba left the PF in 2017. And this property that they have put under restriction, he bought this property in 2014. You know, it's 100 by 50 square meter property. And at that time, he only managed to build one apartment. Throughout the times here, the years, he has managed to build, welcome, Mama Pumulo. I had even diverted, I went on to our Honorable Kalaba's issue. I don't know if you would want us to continue on that, or you still have some things to say about these 22 Afghanis that are in the country, Mama Pumulo? Do you have some comments?
I just wanted to say that, you know, it's kind of crazy. We are harboring fugitives. From what I've read, it's like these guys, they are on the run. You know, they are wanted by the Taliban, and we know the Taliban, what, you know, do your homework. We're not going to talk about the details, but look at the Taliban and what has happened to their country, Afghanistan. They fought off the Americans and won an election. And these guys, they are wanted by the Taliban. So I think we are putting Zambia in a very peculiar situation where we are harboring 22 people who are wanted, you know? So I think Zambians, we have these questions. Let us ask these, our leaders, why they are putting our country at risk. So it's conflicting statements. They are on asylum, they are on tourist visas, which is which? So I think I end my case on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. I was just addressing the issue of now our Right Honorable Harry Kalaba and the restriction that they have put on his property. I just wanted to say to the Zambian people that remember that Honorable Kalaba has been a civil servant for most of his life. And he has earned a lot of gratuity from being a civil servant. He was equally a minister of, when he became an MP, he gained gratuity. He was Minister of Foreign Affairs. He has equally his gratuity. He was at one time a Minister of Lands, if I'm not mistaken, again. And so you ask yourselves, it is okay for you not to be questioned over your assets. It's okay, because you have dodged a lot of questions. I've said it on this program so many times. You know, on the international news, local news, you have dodged this question of not declaring your asset. And so someone, because of politics at play, you decide you want to shut the whole opposition down because of your quest to succeed in your fight against corruption. I don't think this is the way to go. And so even the small little thing someone has, one plot. So unfortunately now, Honorable Kalaba, if he wanted to sell that property, he is not able to. If he wanted to get a mortgage on that property, he's not able to. Politicians, why are we like this? Something very, very small. Because you just want to silence politicians. You know, you want us to go in a dictatorship. Huh? And also, I think President HH should equally allow these investigative institutions to be autonomous. Stop harassing people because of your quest to impress your funders, the people that support you, to say you are fighting corruption. This is not corruption that you are fighting. You are now being personal. In my view, it is now being personal. Personally, I started even feeling sorry for the current president when he was being persecuted in the run-up to him being in the run-up to elections, of how he was blocked from going to places. And I said, but competition is healthy. But then you come on and you start doing even worse than what your friends were doing. It's become personal vendettas. If you feel that you are doing a good work, why not ignore them? Let your friends equally go out and do their campaigns. Stop harassing them. On one piece of property, you want to arrest, you want to ACC to move in. It's a total shame. And if that is the case, then I would like to say, really, politics is ugly. It's ugly because it's all about destroying your friends. It is just politics. At the end of the day, you will still remain brothers and sisters. Mind you, if you look at most of those parliamentarians that go into Parliament House, you will see them arguing, almost killing each other. But when they are on recess and they come out, they remain brothers and sisters. And so these persecutions should come to an end. We want to see good developmental issues going on, developmental programs going on, and not becoming petty to start harassing your fellow opposition members. You yourself came in on the virtue of democracy, because democracy prevailed. If democracy did not prevail, you would not be on that seat. Because Zambia is a democratic country, and that is why you came on that seat. Other leaders had the power to also to make this country a dictatorship, but they didn't. And so do not take us that way. We are appealing to you, do not take us that way. Let your fellow opposition members campaign freely. In any case, some of them are new on the podium. They are new. They are testing their waters. They are trying to gain popularity. The way you came on, nobody knew you. You were in the private sector. And so you came on. It took you a long time to be known to Zambians. Allow others also equal opportunities that were given to you. Thank you, Mama Pomola.
Thank you, Anik. I just want to reiterate what you're just saying, that two things. For me, I want to focus on two things. The first thing is separation of power. And the second thing is checks and balances. So let me just read the definition of checks and balances. Counterbalancing influences by which an organization or system is regulated, typically those ensuring that political power is not concentrated in the individual hands or groups. So checks and balances, that's a definition. I don't need to talk a lot about that. And then separation of power. So separation of power, an act of vesting the legislative, executive, and judicial powers of government in separate bodies. You know, separation of power. And in a democracy, if there is no separation of power, then that democracy will not function. The democracy will fall flat on its face. And this is what we are seeing today in this new Dawn government. They came on a promise of democracy, and democracy includes separation of power and the checks and balances. These are the two key components for any country, any republic to function progressively. Now, myself, I campaigned for this new Dawn as a progressive party, which promised to respect democracy, which promised to respect, things such as separation of power and checks and balances. Coming to checks and balances, this is where this platform comes in. We changed our name to suit our values and what we represent. Human rights advocacy to promote checks and balances. Now we are being attacked that we are peddling lies and manipulating facts. Mr. President, be honest with yourself. I think Zambia will not go forward if we have this same repetition of itself. A new government coming into government on lies just to get the vote. And once they get into government, they become the evil stepmother. This is what we are facing. Separation of power. We see our Honorable Kalaba and Mwamba, they were targeted. So we are seeing that the head of state is now running our investigative wings, giving orders who should be investigated. I think that is petty, and I think that is very disappointing. For me, it's heartbreaking to see our whole anti-corruption unity being used like a security department of a political party. Shame. Shame on you, Dawn, for reducing our ACC and Zambia police. Even we had our son here, Ellington, we heard what he said. The police are given orders to do things which are unprofessional. for political glorification, for intimidation of a young youth. It's a shame. Mr. President and your government, please exercise separation of power before you plunge this country into chaos. There is already chaos because the president, you are not letting these government departments and organizations run independently of your hand. You are not. You have your hand in everything. You have your hand in acquiring hospital medications to a point where we have shortages now. For 2 years, we don't have a constant flow of medication in our hospitals. Why? Because there's no separation of power. The plot one, the state house, wants to control everything. That's why they are failing. You cannot, this government is a complex. Any government in any country is a complex organization with its specialists all over. People have specialized to do certain things. Even if you're a businessman, even if you're a CEO, as a CEO, you are not the only one. A CEO has an organization chart with many people specializing in different fields to make that organization work. It's called teamwork. Now, which brings me to ACC, and I'm really, this breaks my heart because organizations like ACC, they are supposed to be sent to organizations like Human Rights Commission to investigate why we have so many street kids in the streets. This should be the duty of ACC. Investigate why we don't have medicine in the hospital. Go to ACC, to Human Rights Commission, go to NGOs. We have NGOs in Zambia who are fully funded to take care of our street kids. They are receiving funding. Why is the number of street kids increasing, not reducing? This is what I expect the government or the president to be ordering ACC to do, not to go and chase after Kalaba, who was only one house. Eh? This is ridiculous. It's almost embarrassing to say the least. It's very, very embarrassing, really. Let us concentrate on what matters to the Zambians. Our street kids, have I seen anyone send anyone to Human Rights Commission to say, Human Rights Commission, what are you doing to end this child? Go after the organizations who are being funded to take care of those streets. Investigate. Let's take our kids off the streets. Let's have medicine in hospital. We saw a video of oil in a hospital. The nurses were just there watching those boys. And it's a big joke, people making jokes. That really depressed my heart. There's that video of those boys who were victims of burns. I don't care if they were trying to steal or not, but they needed medical attention. They were taken to a hospital and the nurses had nothing, no equipment, no medication to help them with their pain. They were just watching them. And the whole internet was on fire, laughing at the thieves. Is this the kind of country we are running, really? As a human rights advocate, as a mother, as a human being, my heart sank. At the same time, we have burn victims who are failing to get equipment, treatment to be treated because of your government. The same time a breaking story is you are going after a man because he's a political leader to go after his house. When you let somebody who is a nobody, a young girl who had millions of Zambian money, let go. That case, nobody even hears about it. Of Faith Musonda. Somebody who has no resume, no career, found with millions of kwacha in a dollar, whatever. The case is where it has evaporated. But people who have worked are being investigated for one property. It's a shame. Mwandi Zambia kakatushoko tuleya, Zambia kakatushoko tuleya. And we Zambians, we all must rise up and speak against this oppression that is taking form in Zambia. It's an oppression which is taking form. We are not going to allow it. We are not going to allow you, direct resources of institutions which are supposed to protect Zambians to start chasing your political enemies. What kind of a democracy? You saw the president only wants to be the only one there. He only wants to be the only one who has not been targeted. Membe has been targeted. Vakabwiri, Kalaba, Kasonde, Tayali in and out few times. Now who else? Chipoka already targeted. One alande kofye bamchita attack.
John Tembo.
John Tembo is another one.
And now they are building up serious cases against GPM. Very soon he will be another target. Emmanuel,
you know what? These people, let them touch. You are just showing the voters what kind of a person you are, because you use the same democracy to ascend to power. Yeah? And the Zambian people protected you. Bahaka Inde. Balungu was after Bahaka Inde, but the Zambian people protected you. So whatever you are doing is a waste of time, because at the end of it all, who really matters is the Zambian people. The same way they protected you, Mr. Hakainde, they will protect the right candidate. When Zambia decides on the next candidate to take over from you, you will do nothing. You will use all kinds of power, but power to the people choose leaders. Bakalaba and all those Matembo can only wish to become a president. But the Zambian people are the ones who are going to choose. The same way they chose Yuba president, the Zambian people will choose. So you are wasting time targeting those people. The president is supposed to be actually impressing the Zambians so they vote him back. If he really wants to rule this Zambia, for Zambians to benefit, the focus of our president should be on the Zambian people. Because the Zambian people don't care whether the president goes for Kalaba or Tayali, Olo Kasonde. These are just petty fights among you leaders. The Zambian people are looking for someone to deliver them from poverty.
No, Mama Pumulo, he has seen that the Zambian people now are very alert, especially the youth now. They are very alert. And the youth are demanding for a better life. They are demanding for the jobs that they were promised, the businesses that they were promised. And that is not happening. Instead, it's deals everywhere. It's business as usual everywhere. It's to do business here, business there. We will talk about the issue of the Semendola, Lusaka-Ndola highway. So businesses like that, putting the Zambian people's lives at risk of not ever achieving anything as they grow older, even the youth, because their monies are just going to be siphoned out of the country by these people who you are doing deals with. Because for everything, the deals you have to be involved in all the businesses. Instead of allowing your technocrats, allowing your ministers to work, no. A business can only go through once you say it should go through. So we are here to defend the oppressed and shame the oppressor. We will continue shaming the oppressor. We do not want a dictatorship in Zambia. Let the people talk.
We have a comment here from Kashila. Kashila says, this is also sponsored. Zambians, we wonder why we are behind in terms of development. Just see the people we follow and listen to most of the time. It's a sad situation. The person talking sounds like she is sponsored. Alatule Chinja. So Kashila says we are sponsored, you and me.
Oh, Kashila, please, if you wish to sponsor us, we will be so grateful. We can actually give you our bank account numbers, Kashila. Please, you are welcome to sponsor us. We need that money. Thank you very much for those sentiments, Kashila. We receive them. give them that money. We will not answer you badly because we know your level of thinking is below par. So we are telling you what's her name or his
Kashila,
name?
just one name.
Yeah, Kashila, please, if you want to sponsor us, since you believe others are sponsoring, you are most welcome on this program. Send us a messenger. Me and Mama Pumulo will send you our bank account numbers and you can put that money. We will receive it. After all, you have it and you have all the evidence. You know the people that sponsor us. We receive that information. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if talking about sponsors, actually, guys, we are looking for sponsors, people who are human at heart. The people who want to see Zambia forward. We are actually looking for sponsors so that it will happen 24/7.
Kashia will be the first sponsor.
Yes,
Mama
we need to be here 24/7 so that we don't have to go to work. Right now, we
Yeah.
are all working and hustling, but if we have sponsors, we can just be here 24/7. Any breaking news to Aisa Live, to Alanda, we educate the people because we are
Yeah.
human rights advocates. So bakashira mwandini tuwatotera mutufaireko ba sponsor. Tuleba fire.
And for you to be on this program, I'm sure you're equally sponsored so that you follow our deliberations. So ishoshi nendala mabale kupera ule tuaka nyako bakashira itwatotera sana.
Our sponsors. Yeah,
yeah, because you know it is so sad when people are being oppressed in this country. These are the oppressors I was just talking about. These are the oppressors. You know, because
and
we
the
are
sad part is youth here, the oppressors. Eh?
Yeah.
We are
alelumba
ba oppressor balefulila masukupa mutwe opo ekele pala katushinga na kwata fona bank account nengandanga na kwata na moto kangana kwata kashira iwe na ukwata. Do you have all those things? Do you have a bank account? Do you have a car? Do you have a house? Did you take a vacation to Dubai or South Africa, Cape Town? Did you do any of those things? Have you even ever been out of Zambia? Iwe kashira iwe. This is why we are here to talk to the youth. Like any here, Zambia, I'm voters ni mwe wa youth. But mwaliona ikamumitwe musupport abantu abalemirira masukupa mutwe. Pani pocket change.
So you see, Mama Pumulo, these are the oppressors that don't want other people to speak. If other political leaders try and speak, they call them, oh, they are being given money. So Kambwili is given money. Sean Tembo is given money. Chishala Kateka is given money. Saboyi Mbowera given money. Winter Kawimba is given money. Kalaba is given money. You know, the entire opposition, Chilufya Tayali is given money. Unless you are there where you see the transaction is happening, you know, you are the one who is sponsored.
Josie period, Tanyanto to Nyerere. Uyu kashira nyanto to Nyerere. No kuli katuishi no palala no mo ekala. Leke nikula lumba ba youth ba ama you know, there's a video which I saw of a Nigerian girl. Kuliama election ku Nigeria. Umo ichomu Nigeria na lelanda campaigning. The girl, that video, a girl in a yellow dress. And point after point talking to her youth. Youths, this is our time. Let us support somebody with a progressive mind. Let us support let us leave these old people, our parents. Could just say nama drama where they're all the same. If you look at this political landscape in Zambia, they are all the same. They all have their hands in the same pie. That's why Kasondale, and we need the change of people who are going to award the contracts to Zambians. PF did the same. You don't in a contract. Nama foreigners. Yes, Mama.
I was going to say we need to improve this country. And the only people that can improve this country is us ourselves. I talked about cholera the other day. Surely 58 years of independence, mufisoso. We are always looking to other countries for aid. Huh? Today, I was just listening about how the WHO has given Zambia $285,000 to assist in the cholera situation. We know the rains are coming, you know. I said it before, if a small country like Rwanda that became independence not so long ago, they live like kings and queens in their country because of the neatness that exists there. You know, umuntu nganaikala apasuma, apa di umutende kwacha wabene nibakashira aba, apa bipaleta. Pale beta apa biati seni kuno iseni kuno. Come and oppress those two who are talking. Huh?
You know, Mama, uyukashiro yutaikala na bwino. They don't have time to come on our platforms. People who are really living it up, they don't care.
Yeah.
It's people who want change and who have a passion for Zambia who are here.
Exactly.
In Indalanda, they also correct Zambia is a country who is being blessed with minerals every day. Zambia mulesa guama minerals. It's a sign from God. Who knew about Segulite 1 year ago? Nina Nwaishi.
Yeah. We have everything.
Yeah.
We've got good minerals. We've got good weather here in Zambia. You think they do not admire the good weather that we enjoy here in Zambia? They do. And if you allow them, one day they're going to recolonize Africa.
This is what is happening.
Yes.
Our contracts are recolonization of Africa. Could 25 years. 25 years. That is a life of two generations.
Exactly. Huh? So if we are not allowed, if a lot of people are not allowed to air their views, to educate the Zambian people on such forums, Vamuisa, Valeisa, Vakesa, in the name of aid. All that aid that we are getting, it's got repercussions. It has repercussions. We will pay with our lives. We will pay with our minerals. We will pay with our beautiful climate. You hear them talk about climate change in their countries. Huh. Yes, it can be slowly trekking to Africa, but still, I think we are enjoying one of the best climates here in Africa. And those Muisas are admiring Africa. Yeah? And so let us not allow them. Let us continue propounding on our leaders regarding the deals and the acts they are signing, the policies they are putting in place. If we don't talk, who is going to talk for us? Nobody. And so, Kajila, you can come here and say you paid me money so that I can come and talk. Let us learn to respect ourselves. But anyway, since you brought in the issue of money, yes, I reiterate, after the show, we are sending you our bank accounts. Start sponsoring us. We need that money. Thank you, Queen Mpumi. I think we talked over an issue of time, Queen Mpumi.
Yeah, I know we started late because we started late. So, but I think we can continue tomorrow. You know, it's so many things to talk about. Like tomorrow, I want to talk about the roads. You know, this road. You know, why do we always have to go out to borrow money when we are sitting on money? Zambia paliponse minerals. Why can they negotiate goods for goods? So tomorrow we are here, guys. Let's talk. Maybe I can invite Bamwenda tomorrow because he did a lot of research about this road deal. Maybe we can talk more about it so that Zambians are aware. You know, we are not kids where Bakwatni Street, oh, the roads are coming. Yes, a dual carriageway is coming to Zambia, but at what cost? You know, this is where always Zambians should be right now. At what cost is that road coming to Zambia? I saw a demonstration in Mukushi that a mine has been given to the First Lady and her friend in Mukushi. Today, the youth were demonstrating. We'll talk about that tomorrow. You know, the First Lady is in a mining scandal in Mukushi. The Vice President is in a mining scandal in Mansa. Where are we going? Where are we going? This thing of mining licenses is actually a colonial thing. When you are, if you have a piece of land, tulalima, do we need a license? No. Libana diobe, nipa ni land diobe, tulalima. So parapera palandi obenga wasanga pali lithium, olo pali sudulite at kasende license. No. That law needs to be changed. If you own a piece of land and if you find there is gold there, it's your gold. Take that gold and go and sell it. These are the things that we need to add in our constitution to empower Zambians. And we will talk about this more tomorrow. We'll talk about the mineral rights and licenses and these scandals, Segulite scandal by the BP. Now the First Lady is named in a scandal in Mansa. Your last words, Mama, before we go.
Well, my last words, as usual, Mama Pumulo, is I am still demanding for the big fish that has been left out in this Sugilite deal. We are still waiting for that big fish. We want to know who was behind this, because those small puppets that you got and you fired, those were very little fish. We want to know who was really behind this Sugilite. Because, you know, don't think you can mislead Zambia with other progressive issues like signing of deals for the Lusaka-Ndola highway. We demand that you exhaust this Sugilite issue. Otherwise, social media is buzzing with news all the time. Because if you do not exhaust this issue, because they have not yet got the position of government into this scandal. What is the position of government into this scandal? Yes, people have been fired, but there's a big fish behind it, which Mr. Roy did not mention. And so before Mr. Roy goes and mention, do yourself a favor and mention yourself so that we know who you are. Thank you, Queen Mama Pumula.
So there's a comment from Momo Majuda. It says that Queen Pumi, there is a guy who has been using the First Lady's name. That's the guy who went to Mukushi. So umuntu of all names in Zambia, we have Bola First Lady. So let them prove it. Let them prove it. Let them bring that person, name the person. We all know Levon First Lady. Mulumbule Nation. So Nixon, nobody, if you see, more, there is a whole protest. Now we wanna protest today. So, but I want to, they were like maybe 100 youths who were protesting about the First Lady and her friend being given the mine. We want to know, let them explain. Even then, why should they give a foreigner a license if to land? License should be given to the owners of the land in Mukonchi. License. What about the owners of the land? We are saying that the parliament should throw out this requirement of requiring licenses for people who own the land. If it's your land, everything that is on top and the under is yours. Colonial masters vale to poke lama minerals, fire license, vale ipela ma license. And the president promised to say license will be given to the youth. Now, from there, Mwayamba illegal smuggling, the VP is involved. Yeah. So yeah, the VP is involved, the first lady is involved, the scandals everywhere. So we'll come tomorrow and talk more on this. Yes, so tomorrow we are talking about the Cellulite scandal. We need names, more data. If you have data, inbox us, find a way of communicating. So we let the people know. And we'll talk about the roads as well. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Follow, like, share. Good night, good night, good night. We
Yeah,
are still
Shupa.
live, Anik. Just hold on. I have to go to my computer and turn it off.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me go to the computer is back up.